Hey, you guys. Okay, Carly Stauffer here. Oh, she can see my setup. It's cracking me up. Because, I guess she really could, but that's really not the point of this call. But because it's like playroom in the office too, so that if like I get done working, or I'm still working and she's done resting, like this is my oldest rest time, so she'll come and play anyways. It's like destroyed in here. But you can't tell in the video, I don't think, so we're good. Okay. I am talking to you guys about the community of coaching, which we've talked about. Both Amy and I have talked about that a little bit today. So hopefully you're feeling the vibe that community is super important to us coaches, and we love it and we kind of thrive off of it. Hey, Abby, I just saw you jumped on. So anyways, community, objections, and perks. And so I'm going to start with the community and the perks, and I'm going to end with objections, okay? So as we talked about, like being a part of a community and with these other empowering women, and there are some males in there, just in case you are a male on here and you're like, is this really just for women? It's not just for women. We just have an overwhelming amount of women on our team. And we are a part, both Amy and I are a part of a bigger team called Team Inspiration, who was number 11 in the company last year, which is kind of a big deal. So like we have access to tons of resources, some amazing coaches, like some of the top coaches in the business are on our team. So we get trainings from them. Like we just get a lot of perks just being a part of this big team, okay? So a big team can be overwhelming, but it can also be amazing because you have these awesome perks. Plus you have more people to connect with, okay? And then your coach will have their own team as well, like two. Does that make sense? I just said as well and two in the same sentence. So, and some other things about community is we have these quarterly events called Super Saturday or Super Sunday. Basically, you go work out, you get a training, and it's usually on a Saturday or a Sunday, and it happens quarterly. And you get to meet up with other coaches like locally. So like if you were my coach and you're in, say, California, for example, like you would find a meetup area there and get to meet up with other coaches, and you can win prizes, and just it's a really fun time. So there's that. You can also earn retreats for hitting certain ranks. Like there's diamond retreats, and it's just another opportunity to get together, celebrate advancing in your business, and also just get to hang out with your friends that you don't get to see that often. So some of the perks that the actual business offers us, like the company, Beachbody, first of all, the company itself, like I've fallen in love with the company itself, which I kind of giggle saying that because you're probably like, oh, I fell in love with the company. Like that sounds so weird, right? But falling in love with them because they care about people, and they care about their coaches. They care about the people buying their products. They don't want to sell junk. They value quality over quantity. They'd rather sell you something that might cost a little bit more because the quality is seriously legit and researched, and they're not gonna like skimp on it, than selling you something with additives and soy and just things that aren't going to be good for your body. And so I love that about the company, and they find the best to do the research for them and to actually go to the places to get the products, and I just think that's amazing. And like I just feel like they treat us like family. It's all family oriented. Like I bring my kids to a lot of stuff, like, and it's normal. Like some people don't have any kids, but then there's people with families, and it's totally normal, and they want family is just a big part of the company as well. Okay, and I feel like at any of the trips that we go to, like you're treated like total royalty, like spoiled completely with just everything that they provide, and I just think it's awesome. So speaking of the trips, there's annual trips that you can earn through the company just for helping other people. So I'm fixing next week to go on a cruise that I earned through this company. 2 years ago, my husband and I went to Punta Cana on a trip that we earned through Beachbody. Last year we were supposed to go to Mexico, but I had my youngest, Ella Claire, during that trip, so I didn't get to go, which of course that's totally amazing that I still had the opportunity. I just wasn't able to go. And then next year I'm going to go to Punta Cana again. So like these are doable things. Like, anyone can go on these trips. So you just have to commit to helping a certain amount of people to earn them. And then, there's also an annual training trip every summer. You go, and it's I mean, Beachbody puts the event on. You can earn certain parties and fun things going on, but there's trainers. Like some of the top coaches will be there. They'll be training in like breakout sessions, and there'll be a big training like in a Coliseum type thing. And I'm going to my 4th one this year. It's in Indianapolis, and it's just a really, really great opportunity to meet up with your coaches with, well, it's all coaches, but I mean, if you have coaches that signed up with you, to meet up with them and to meet up with like your actual coach and things like that. You get to hang out, but you also get to go and do the trainings together, of course, work out together, always live workouts, so awesome. Okay, guys, I usually try to keep these under 10 minutes, so I'm going to move on to, let's see, oh, I did miss one other thing. The company has monthly, quarterly awards, or rewards, I should say. So if you hit, we have something called Success Club, and if you hit that each month, that's just helping like 3 people. If you hit that, you get like a quarterly award. I keep saying reward for helping those people. And like it gradually gets bigger over the year, so that if you've accomplished that throughout the whole year, you get like a bigger prize at the end. So that's really cool. They're just constantly looking for ways to make us feel valued for working for the company. Does that make sense? So I just really like that. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about, and I might be talking fast, and so hopefully it's like sinking in still and understanding it. So type questions if you have any below. Don't be afraid to do that. And if you hear my daughter talking, or daughters, they're supposed to be resting, but what can you do? And okay, so objections is the last one I want to talk about. And we, both Amy and I have talked about this. We always do that. Like, it's obviously important to us that you know that you do not have to be in tip-top perfect shape to start sharing about your journey. That is not what it's about. So if your objection is, I'm not fit yet, I don't have 6-pack, I'm not at my goal weight, or like whatever your objection is, like throw it out the window, because you can still do this. You can still tell somebody, hey, I had a salad last night instead of the cheeseburger I wanted because it was better for me and I have goals. Do you have goals too? Do you want to do this with me? Like, that's sharing your journey and bringing people with you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so throw that one out the window if you have it. And if you still need help getting over it, maybe we'll talk about it again. So, okay, the next one though, no followers. And this one, like, I felt this one big time. I was like, I like have nobody on Instagram. I barely have any friends on Facebook. I never post on Facebook. Like, how am I gonna run a social media driven business? Okay, one, we're people, we still know other people. You can still talk to people about it and help people that way. 2, you can grow your social media. That's what you do. You start expanding. You start adding friends on Facebook through mutual friends, or just people you've never thought to add before because you didn't really care to add people. You know, maybe you didn't care that much about social media. But you just start expanding and reaching out. And all of those things, like, you'll never do that alone. We have trainings. Isn't that crazy? I told you we're a part of a really awesome team. We have awesome trainings that help you through the social media stuff. Like that, if you're feeling insecure about it, it helps you understand how to do it, okay? And by the way, I have a lot more than no followers now on Instagram and on Facebook. You know what I mean? Like, because I've grown it 3 years, like, I've grown my social media. So, what if people unfriend me? Or don't like, you know, or you're worried about what other people think about your post. Maybe you do a transformation post and you're like, what are people going to think about me? Like, literally, you can't worry about what other people think, like, and be able to do this successfully. Like, that's part of that inside work that you have to work on. I'm not saying that you can't feel that right now. Like, of course. And are there times I still feel it? Yeah. But you have to understand that other people's opinion of you is none of your business. That's a Rachel Hollis quote, and I love it, and I usually botch it, so I think I said it right. But, like, it doesn't matter what so-and-so thinks about you, or they think you're being this way or that way. Like, guess what, guys? There's probably some part of them that either wishes that they could be as vulnerable as you, or wishes that they could do the workouts like you're doing. And that's where haters come from usually. But you just got to brush it off, and that's where PD is super, super important. Personal development. Like, you have to be like, it doesn't matter what they think. I'm doing this for blank, blank, blank. And you have your reason why you're doing it. And that's where reading books, whether it's The Power of Vulnerability by Brene Brown or anything else by her, or Rachel Hollis books, or you're diving into, who is it, Jen Sincero and all of her bad acidness and all of that. Like, you figure out what is going to give you that confidence and that inner, like, I don't care what other people think. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I promise it's possible. You might be thinking, no way, no way. And it's baby steps. I'm not saying tomorrow you're going to go out and post a picture of yourself and say, you know, in a month I'm going to be transformed. I'm not saying that. But I just want you to know, like, you can still do this. I promise. Okay. It's too expensive. Like, if you're thinking, I can't afford this, I can't do this. Crazy thing is, if you're wanting to do it for a business, this is an awfully cheap business investment. Literally, you could sign up today and be a coach for $40. Like, I've never heard of another business where you can do that, right? But even if you want to, which of course you'll want to have product, right? If you sign up with a challenge pack today for $160, covers your business fee. Like, there it is. You've got your business for $160 and your product. So definitely don't let the expenses like get in your way, because you're going to make that back if you're going to work the business. And always think about college degrees and the jobs that other people have and what it takes to get salary raises in corporate jobs and things like that. Like, it takes years and money and education. And this job, you don't have to have any degree. You don't have to have any nutrition background. You just use it and you share about it. And that's what's so cool about it. And that's your business expense. And then later you can decide if there's other ways you want to invest in your business to get things moving faster for you. Like, it's your business, so you get to decide. Nobody else has to do it for you. Anyways, so if you need to talk more about expenses, you can comment below any questions. You can talk to your coach. Like, we can help you with all of that. But just know, for a business, like, this is a heck of a deal, right? So I don't have enough time. And this one can be super tricky, okay? Because first of all, we all have 24 hours in a day. The tricky part comes with how we spend that time. So some of us have more children than others. Some of us have no children. Some of us are going to school. Some of us are working full-time jobs and wanting to do this. Like, there's so many things that take our time and our attention. And so what happens is you just have to get so flipping intentional with your time that you know where, like, every second of your time is going, and you have it planned for what you're doing. So when my kids go down for rest, I know that is my business time. And I know that when they go down for bed at night, that's my business time. So I have 2 solid blocks, and then sometimes I have a block in the morning, like, depending on if it's a preschool day and whatever. But I schedule that time. Now, I know some of you might be like, well, you stay home with your kids, so you have all the time in the world. And maybe it does seem like I have more available time than you, but that's why you have to look at your schedule. And if you're working 8 to 5 or whatever, and you commute these times and these times, well, what blocks do you have? Is it at bedtime? Is it during lunch? Is it before everyone's up in the morning? Like, what are you willing to do to move your business forward, right? So that's kind of the time one. And then the last is I've never shared on social media, which really I covered that in having no followers. So guys, I hope that was helpful. Again, I do start to talk fast sometimes. So if you have a question about anything I said, and everything I said is with love and belief that you can do this. So I hope you understand that. Like, I 100% believe this job is for anyone that wants to help people. If you decide you want to do this, you can do this. Okay? So that's all I have to say. Thanks for popping in if you hopped on live, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.